Now, a KXAN News investigation.
A Williamson County man says a foreclosure agency hired to clean up his neighbor's property mistakenly took thousands of dollars of his things instead.
A boat, a backhoe, and most importantly, some priceless family heirlooms were taken. He called KXAN's investigative tip line, and our Robert Maxwell looked into his case and joins us with what he found.
Mike Moores tells us he wants it all back, but the property recovery company that took it all won't tell him where his stuff ended up. It appears to be a case of a mistaken address in a rural community where a lot of properties seem to blend into one another. But Moore says that should be no excuse for what he says he's lost.
There's stuff that's in those trailers that's worth a lot more than gold to me.
53-year-old Mike Moores is lamenting the loss of family photographs, personal items, and even a 100-year-old wood chest filled with his wife's childhood memories.
They didn't take my fruit trees.
All that's left now of 2 storage trailers are cinder blocks in the dirt. Moores had been planning to retire on this pretty little spot with a view of nearby Copeland.
That metal gate was over there.
He hadn't been here in months, but a visit in late January revealed someone had also broken into his barn.
They just tore the place up. And they tore that timber out in the barn to get the backhoe out.
And you have no idea where it is?
No idea.
Don't know where the boat is?
Nope.
No record of it?
Trailer? Yeah, and I mean, come on, guys. Just tell me where my stuff is. And if it's not anywhere, just tell me that.
Moores called the Williamson County Sheriff's Office to file a theft report. A detective deemed the case unfounded. In this email last month, the detective wrote Moores saying in order to have a theft, quote, you have to prove that a person intentionally and knowingly took your property with the intent of depriving you of it. We do not have that here, end quote. It seems hard to think someone would confuse the 2 properties clearly marked on this county appraisal. Moore's barn sits on the hilltop over here, quite a distance from the actual property line that divides his 10 acres from the land next door. This is the house under foreclosure that crews were supposed to have been cleaning when they showed up here last November. That crew from Safeguard Properties had been hired by City Mortgage, the holder of the deed on the neighboring property. When Moores complained to Safeguard about the mix-up, he says they'd only tell him they were looking into it.
This is the north trailer over here. And that's the one that I guess it hurts us the most. My wife's wedding dress was in there. Sorry, pal, you can't get those anywhere. Every woman wants to give that wedding dress to her daughter. She won't be able to do that anymore.
Safeguard Properties bills itself as America's largest mortgage field service business. Spokesperson Diane Fusco says, quote, they admit a mistake in this case and they want to be fair with him. Fusco also tells KXAN it's a policy to not release any photos taken on the site nor the name of the local contractor who did the work. Fusco also tells us since several months have passed, Mr. Moore's property is likely disposed of. But they say they are, quote, working with Moores to come up with a settlement as quickly as possible, end quote. We'll let you know if and when there is one. In the studio, Robert Maxwell, KXAN News.
Going in depth, Safeguard tells KXAN News it handles 14 million foreclosure cleanups every year. The Ohio-based company plans to expand into North Texas this spring. The National Better Business Bureau says Safeguard has a C rating with 33 complaints in the last 3 years. 5 had to do with billing, 28 had to do with the product of service. And if you have a story for us at our tip line, you can call us at 512-703-5255 or send your tips in an email to investigates@kxan.com.